All right, what's up, everybody? Hope you're staying safe out there. It has been a bit of a bloodbath the last couple days, um, but even saying that, we are still above. This is right now. I'm looking at the market cap of Bitcoin here on the bottom. We are still quite far past the all-time highs of Bitcoin, so it's been a massively green. Last month we had a bit of a green month. This month, until the last couple days, it had a pretty big correction. We'll see if the month closes green or red. But currently, I'm working on a theory of when the bear market could happen. And so this is based on just a couple examples in the past. We've only seen a few cycles for Bitcoin. But let's kind of jump back here to one of the first cycles in 2017 was kind of, I would argue, really the first cycle where you can compare these two market caps. So what I'm doing is the Bitcoin market cap versus a Total 2 market cap. Total 2 market cap is all crypto except for Bitcoin. Okay, so the first time that we saw the Total 2 market cap surpass Bitcoin was in December of 17, and that marked the first bear market. Not the first bear market, but it marked a major bear market. You can see back here in August of 17, the Total 2, let me try to blow it up here. The Total 2 market cap almost caught up to Bitcoin. You can see it closed just under. And when it had a majorly green month compared to Bitcoin, you did have a bit of a correction right there. And then it pushed on. And finally, it took a few months, but finally it surpassed Bitcoin. The month before it was very interesting. The month before it, Bitcoin was, majorly higher. Is at 164 billion, and the Total 2 market cap was at 109 billion. And then in about a month, you can see the Total 2 market cap just majorly pushed past. So that was the first bear market that we're looking at today. And then you had a period of downside for how many months is this? Would be kind of for 13 months, about a year. Then a bit of upside, you had about 2 years in there of what I would consider consolidation sideways, bear market, whatever. And then Bitcoin kind of found its lows and crypto found its lows and pushed on. So what do we see here in February, March, April of, let's see, I guess it's kind of March and April of 21. We saw the first time again, the altcoin Total 2 market cap caught up with Bitcoin. It closed just like we saw earlier. It closed just under it. And this was a couple months down. So where earlier in 17, you had a smaller correction. I would argue this was a much bigger correction. And there's obviously just working with a lot more altcoins, a lot bigger market cap in general. But you saw your correction, and then you saw again push on to all-time highs. And Bitcoin, it did find its top really, really close to there. So arguably that would have been any time there or the next couple months would have been a good time to slowly start scaling out of the market. So, but that for me marked the time when it caught up. It marked the time, okay, let's start scaling up. And not only that, but you can see here, Bitcoin had a bit of a red month right there. And while the altcoins had a huge major push to the upside, then it was a downside. Now, arguably, this is not quite the same because for the next 4 or 5 months, the market cap of the Total 2 was always higher than Bitcoin. It looks like, yeah, just majorly higher. But when you saw, again, Bitcoin have a major red month while the altcoins had a bit of a green month, that did mark the all-time highs. So we're not talking about exact science here. It's not always going to be the same, but I'm looking at if this market is going to be the same. We'll find a time where Bitcoin and altcoin market cap have about the same market cap, maybe a bit of a pullback from there for a few months, and then a run where the altcoin market cap pushes way past Bitcoin. But I will be happy to sell a big part of my portfolio when we see here in the future the altcoin. So kind of let's look at exactly where we are, trying to get these lined up. Okay, so right now we are where Bitcoin is quite a bit for the past long while, has been quite a bit above the altcoin, the Total 2 market cap. So right, Bitcoin was 1.38 trillion a couple months ago in October. November, it was 1.92 trillion, which was quite a bit higher. Let's see, the total 2 was at 1.4, while Bitcoin was at 1.9. This month, the altcoin, I was watching it for a while. The altcoin market cap actually was making some major progress compared to Bitcoin, but then had a bit of a pullback here. So we'll see. I think this month, who knows if it's a bit of a sideways month, or it closes sideways here, or if it closes slightly positive, slightly negative. But even still, I'm not looking at this as a major top for me personally until the altcoin total 2 market cap catches up to Bitcoin at least. So we'll see what happens in the next few months. I'm still working on this theory and kind of trying to find good times to buy, and so I've kind of marked some things on my charts here, but we're not looking at that yet. I'm just kind of hopefully giving a bit of hope to the people that are thinking the market might be over, and who knows, it might be, but currently in the past it has never been over until the altcoin has at least caught up with the Bitcoin market cap. All right, let's keep going from here. Let's look at some strategies. We've taken some major losses today. I've taken some major losses today. You can see that the 5-minute strategies really are taking a pounding the last few days, the last month. You can see December is down 11. So November and December have canceled each other out. So if you've been trading the strategy for a couple months, you are now just at break even. I expect December maybe to have a bit more upside after this. I don't think that we're going to continue down. Sorry, this is Solana. I was looking at Bitcoin over. Maybe I didn't pull up the Bitcoin. But same thing. Bitcoin and Solana both have been taking a major pounding. The charts actually look fairly similar. But the 5-minute Bitcoin and Solana, I've been trading both of these, and yeah, just taking some major corrections. Solana, obviously, it's kind of status quo with the market. Injective, actually, another one I've been trading, 5-minute strategy, has been doing super well compared to the buy and hold. And you can see it's in a trade right now that's close to break even, but the last few trades were positive. We had one that hit a stop loss right here, then continued down. But for the most part, the last few weeks here, Injective 5-minute is doing well, while Solana 5-minute and Bitcoin 5-minute have not been doing well. Let's look at 10-minute strategies real fast. You can see the buy and hold has actually, on the 10 minutes, taken some major corrections here, and we are looking at Solana right now still. But yeah, it's taken a major hit while we've taken some hits, but still have not broken below the last low, swing low, and in fact, just are breaking below the last kind of high here. So if we do close above that and then also close below this low here, that might be a bit of a reason to stop trading. But currently, I'm still trading my Bitcoin or my Solana 10-minute and my Bitcoin 10-minute, but I don't know if I have the Bitcoin 10-minute up here. It does not look like I do. But as well, that one as well took some hits. Let's kind of look at some 30-minute strategies as well. 30-minute Bitcoin doing incredibly well compared to the market. Market's had a bit of a pullback, while the Bitcoin 30-minute has been just making some gains. So that's the good news. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks. But I expect at some point the strategy will take some pullbacks. But you can see over the last, 3 or 4 months, it's just been a massive move to the upside. So no complaints here on Bitcoin 30-minute. The Solana 30-minute is right here. This one has taken a bit of losses, but still is positive for the month of December. So for anyone that is really discouraged right now, I would just recommend you assess and reassess your position size, because currently, if you're trading a lot of these strategies, you're still probably going to be in the green unless you majorly scaled in at bad times. And so it's really important to slowly scale in and wait to have some major pullbacks. So I'm actually scaling in a bit heavier to a few strategies that have taken some pullbacks right now. A few of them I'm not, because I'm happy with the risk, and there definitely is always risk for more downside. But a few of the strategies that I scaled out of earlier this month, I'm scaling back in. The ones that have taken some hits, like, where is it? The 15-minute Solana strategy right here. So this one has taken, doesn't look like a whole lot compared to the rest of the chart, but if you've been trading this, it has felt like a lot, because off the highs, we're down a good, I don't even know, the month is down 2%, but I think it's off the highs, it's actually down more than that. So For this one, I'm actually scaling in a little bit. You can see it's in a trade right now that's so far going well. Who knows if it's found its bottom. I feel like 185 was probably a decent place for a bounce for Solana, but again, you have to be satisfied with your risk tolerance, and you can kind of see again as Solana's been taking this major pullback, the strategy has been taking much less of a pullback than the buy and hold, and also compared to times in the past. I would say, I mean, this is only since October. I would say this is absolutely within the realm of reason. The max drawdown was 13.4%. I don't think we've seen 13% yet since the all-time high back here. Maybe it's close to that, but let's see, 421 to 406. Yeah, it might be getting close, but actually no, that wouldn't be 13% yet. So anyway, all that to say, if you're trading, at leverage, 13% drawdown would be times whatever leverage you're using. So you could be seeing a 30% drawback in your account if you're using 3 leverage or more. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. Oh yeah, here is the Bitcoin. Sorry, this is all out of order today. Here's a Bitcoin 10-minute. That one I guess has been doing a bit better than the Solana, but still negative for the month. And yeah, you can see as compared to buy and hold, it's pretty comparable. Buy and hold is a touch higher than for the last few months here. It's been doing better, but not by much. And yeah, kind of holding sideways. So again, if you're panicking based off of these strategies, I would argue you might be trading a little bit too big of position size, or you kind of just need to get used and desensitized to having losing days and losing weeks. We looked at the 30 minutes. There's a 1 hour here that's Solana 1 hour. It's actually kind of new, and it has been taking some hits. I think I only posted this maybe earlier this month or mid last month. So this strategy is kind of, sideways a bit. It has been taking a couple pretty major hits right here, and it looks like it might take another major hit. But compared to, you have to really keep in mind, compared to drawdowns in the strategy's history, this is really nothing. So there absolutely could be more downside ahead. The last ones to look at, I guess this is the 5 minute, and it's holding sideways a bit. This is the one I was thinking we were looking at earlier with Solana, but this one is not nearly as bad as the Solana and its altcoins. So kind of still green for the month here, but I've definitely felt a bit of the pain of this because I think I only started trading this one a little while ago, so I'm maybe break even, if not a little bit in the red. Okay, we've looked at that, Solana, and let's look at a couple short strategies here because I am trading a Solana short strategy. I have 2 different ones posted in the Discord, and both of them are doing decently this month. So yeah, if you are not trading a short strategy, this one has held up pretty well through all ups and downs that both of these have. So something to consider. Definitely make it your own. Look at the risk. Make sure you're comfortable with the risk. But for both of these strategies, the short strategies have been doing just fine recently, and the Bitcoin 1 hour short strategy has also been doing fine. I feel like if you're trading a short strategy during a bull market, the 1 hour is kind of the best one to do because the 30-minute, 15-minute ones are getting pretty crushed. Even this one had a pretty big pullback in the month of November, but it's now almost recovered or just about recovered from the prior all-time highs and is having a great month of December so far. And yeah, the unfortunate thing about this is it just takes real short scalp trades because it's almost impossible to make. I found impossible to make a short strategy that holds up through upside. You can see here we had all of the last few bull markets since 2020. And the first bull market right here, where it was a slow, steady grind to the upside, it really took the major hit. So it cannot hold when you just have this slow and steady grind to the upside. It does a little bit better when you have real fast moves to the upside, right? Because it'll hit a stop loss and then stay off some trades and then have time to slowly recover. But just something to keep in mind when you're looking at your strategies, kind of throw on the buy and hold and see what the strategy was doing during periods of the market where different things were happening. I had a question in the Discord today. If the long strategies could hold up during a bear market or if the market trend is changing. And it really depends on the strategy. And you kind of have to look at what do some kind of back test where you can see more data. Let's look at, for example, the 10-minute Bitcoin here. Actually, that's not a good one to do because I'll have to do deep back testing and then compare. But maybe a 30-minute. Sure, 30-minute Solana one even is good to look at. So this one did have periods of major downside, and if I would have been trading during this period, it would have been very discouraging. And kind of throw on, okay, what was going on here? And sometimes I will make this a smaller position size, or make the position size something that is comparable, so you can see. That might be too much, but you can kind of compare the charts a little bit more. Let's let this load, because you want to kind of be seeing the strategy and the buy and hold, how they interact with each other over different periods of time. Let's see if this was even close to, yeah, again, that was not the correct move. But really what I'm trying to compare is what's going on in the market here when I'm having pullbacks. And you can kind of see the pullback was right here, and that was during a slow and steady grind to the downside. So the Solana strategy does not do well with, it was not even a huge move, right? It went from 15, looking now here, 15.83 to 10. So I guess that is a 50% slow grind to the downside. So that is pretty major. But you can see over here, you had huge corrections, and the strategy did not take nearly as bad of losses right here and over the last few months, because it was major. It had some big losses, but then it was able to recover. A couple major losses, recover, a couple major losses, recover, and go on from there. So that's kind of what you want to look at. And if you think we're entering a period of consolidation or slow grind to the downside, this strategy probably would not do well. Obviously, it will take some hits on some big crashes to the downside, but generally it takes most of its hurt and pain from the slow and steady grind. And I mean, you can see times here where it took some big losses, but then pretty quickly recovered. So, the past is never exactly the same as the present or the future, but that is something at least to be aware of and be thinking about if you're trading strategies. And again, we have no idea if we're about to go into a period of consolidation, a little bit of downside, a lot of downside. Maybe my earlier thesis was wrong, where we are hitting the bear market right now. I personally don't think so. I think this was just kind of a major correction. So we might see some big losses here, kind of like we've seen in the past. This is even worse in the past than we've seen currently. So might see a little bit more losses, and then some kind of recovery, slow and steady recovery that takes a few months. But this is about the long game. Trading is about the long game for me. And if you are going to be trading long term, you got to think about the long term, the years, not just the months. So, all right, hopefully this information was helpful, a bit encouraging for people that are discouraged over the last few days of getting hit with some major losses. Obviously, do what's best for you. Stop trading if you are feeling the pain of it, and really, if it's too much for you, I mean, I would really consider lowering your position size and letting it ride for a while. Not financial advice. I'm not here to do that, but I'm here to try to help keep your mindset intact. So whatever you can do to keep your mindset intact for trading, that's what we're here to do. So, all right, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you're not part of the Bumper Bands, I will put a link in the description below to the Patreon, where you can become a part of the community here. And I hope you guys have a great month. Happy December, happy Christmas, and talk to you soon.